years younger than the 31-year-old Sanchez Leon. Sanchez Leon has been knocked out one time. And as I said before, he's been dropped by body shots. And as we said in the fight plan, that should be part of the attack plan for Magdaleno.
Gilberto Sanchez Leon, 6-4 in his last 10 fights, 6-0 in Mexico on smaller cards, but 0-4 in the U.S., coming in as the opponent. He's put up competitive fights, though, in his last few fights. So again, coming in as the opponent, we've already seen that scenario before where the opponent was Juan Carlos Martinez, and he managed to get the win over the named fighter, in that case, the ranked Bernabe Concepcion.
Magdaleno, southpaw, as you see, and a good technical fighter. You know, he's together. He likes to counterpunch. He might not get too many counterpunching opportunities with Sanchez Leon. If Sanchez Leon stays on the outside and uses his jab, there's nothing to counter. But that's the mentality of Magdaleno. He likes to box, step out a little bit, draw you in, look to counter. He's going to have to change that mentality, I think, a little tonight and press forward. Get inside, get into the kitchen of the taller man.
So he's a little wary of Sanchez Leon at this point.
I think it's just a temperament, to be honest with you, with Magdaleno. He likes to box. He's not really a go-get-you kind of guy. As I said, he's a southpaw. He's technically very solid. You know, he'll work inside with you a little bit, but for the most part, he likes to pick up counters on the back end. And he's not going to get many counters on the back end with somebody as tall as Sanchez Leon. See, that's where it shows you a little bit to me with Magdaleno. He's not comfortable. He's not really comfortable coming in. And right now, he's coming in a little out of control, falling in, a little over-anxious, and banging heads a little bit.
Magdaleno coming off that big-time performance against Jimenez. Hyper-aggressive, versatile attack. I wonder what he would be able to do against the veteran here at 5'11", Sanchez Leon. And so far, he's showing him respect, trying to figure out how to get inside.
Well, I don't like what I just saw a minute ago. You saw the undefeated Magdaleno get inside, but then he smothers himself. That's not why you get inside with the taller guy. You want to keep your hands free and work, do some damage.
Final seconds of round number 1. Again, it's a big fight weekend here in Las Vegas. Sugar Shane Mosley will challenge Manny Pacquiao, number 1 in the world pound for pound, at the MGM Grand tomorrow night. Dan Rafael of ESPN.com has been covering the whole scene throughout the week. Dan, what stands out to you this week?
What stands out to me, Brian, is the fact that for a fight that a lot of people have criticized very heavily, myself included, the passion that has been in the entire city, and especially at the MGM where the fight's taking place at the weigh-in today, has been a lot more than I sort of expected. I mean, I know it's Pacquiao, he's back in Vegas, but I was overwhelmed by the amount of excitement that there was in the air.
What type of business do you think the fight will do?
It's going to do big business. You know, it's Pacquiao is a guy that does 1 million buys on pay-per-view now without, you know, even worrying about who his opponent is. So it's going to do that kind of number. And with the promotion that they've had, with the CBS involvement in this thing, you know, it should be a pretty big deal.
Over 1 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, that's what Pacquiao does. With Sugar Shane, maybe they get up, I don't know, the 1.2, 1.3 range?
If it only did 1 million, it would be considered a disappointment, I believe. You know, they're looking to do much bigger numbers than that. They want to hit like 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 type numbers, make it a history-making type fight.
Pacquiao never disappoints. He does not have a disappointing fight. Sugar Shane Mosley, you know, even at the age of 39, will bring it. Dan Rafael, ESPN.com. Dan, thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
Round number 2, main event here at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Brian Kenny and Teddy Atlas, Diego Magdaleno taking on Gilberto Sanchez Leon. What do you think of the first round, Teddy?
Well, I think that you saw a little peek at the personality of Magdaleno, is that he's got to switch things up tonight. He's got to go get this guy. He's got to be a little bit of a seek and destroy missile, and he's not that kind of guy. He's a thinking fighter. He's a good technical fighter, and he feels there's a lot of pressure on him to be something else. A walk-in, go-get-you fighter. And he's thinking about it and thinking about it a lot, and it's making him hesitate a little bit. And Sanchez Leon, well, he's a taller guy. He needs to start taking advantage of that fact, using that long jab, trying to keep Magdaleno at a certain distance and set up some straight right hands. And the funny thing about Sanchez Leon, you look at his record, 29-9-2, 11 knockouts. Not a lot of knockouts, but he's built like a puncher. Wiry guys usually get great leverage. But you can't hurt anybody if you don't move your hands. And Sanchez Leon not moving them enough.
No, he's currently in the slot of being a high-level opponent, competitive, but without that type of immense power, without that snap on the end of his punches.
Now, we know Sanchez Leon is the bigger guy as far as height, but not as far as body structure, not as far as bulk and size. That is Magdaleno, the bigger guy. His entire career at junior lightweight, well, almost his whole career, Sanchez Leon has been a featherweight. Bit of a weight difference there as far as real bulk and maybe real strength.
And you can see Sanchez Leon keeping Magdaleno at bay there with a nice jab right hand. And now Magdaleno weighs in and down he goes. Working the body of Sanchez Leon goes down. He found his way in. And a quick knockdown. A lot of time left in round 2. Oh, and a good sharp left hand to the head. Sanchez Leon hanging on, trying to tie him up, but Magdaleno going for the kill.
See, the problem with Sanchez Leon, he needs room to punch. Right now, not being given any of that room.
Having gone to the body, he now goes back to the head with great effectiveness. Oh, can Sanchez Leon get out of this round? He's absorbing a lot of headshots, a lot of punishment. Final 10 seconds. Sanchez Leon trying to stay on his feet.
Hey, George?
Yeah?
Borrow one of your sticky notes?
Yeah. Go on in.
You know, I'm just gonna write it on my hand.
Hey, would you mind if I asked Sheila out?
Of course not. We broke up 6 months ago. But I don't think she'd go for a guy like...
She said she'd love to. She can't wait to see me. Really? She's wanted me to ask her out for over a year now. She just sent me a video.
Hi,
Oh, can I see that?
Yeah.
Can't wait for a date.
In the network, sparks fly faster. AT&T is getting faster with 4G. Rethink possible.
Watch the knockdown right here. That's not the knockdown, but that is the follow-up punch. And there is the knockdown. Looked like a left wrist around the side of the head. That's not the punch we're talking about. That was a pretty good, nice left hook. But the one that was actually the knockdown looked like a left wrist around the side of the head. And Sanchez Leon, who's been knocked out one time before, didn't show the best set of whiskers right there.
I was shielded from it, Teddy. I had trouble really seeing how that hook landed. Then there was and a sharp right hand, and down goes Sanchez Leon, and he doesn't look good. Wow. Quick counter from Magdaleno. Vic Draculich takes a good look. Sanchez Leon not in good shape.
Look, Sanchez Leon, I know he's been caught, but from the beginning, not looking like a guy who wanted to be in here. You know, very tentative with everything, allowing this guy to walk right in, and that's no surprise.
You have to save him at that point. Diego Magdaleno with the full attack. Body, head, and gets Sanchez Leon out of there effectively. 4 straight wins by knockout for Diego Magdaleno as he continues to rise.
Doctor doing her job there, checking Sanchez Leon, but Sanchez Leon, as soon as he got dropped, he had his mind made up. You know, he got up, took his mouthpiece out, and started walking right to the corner. Like, he never really wanted to be there. I'm not saying he didn't get caught. He got caught good shots, and Magdaleno did his job, but Sanchez Leon, I don't know if he came here to do his job.
You know, the first knockdown looked like a cuffing shot.
Yeah,
and it looked like he
wrist.
caught him. As you said, the wrist, it came around. No, actually.
Well, no, that's the right round. That's not the last round. That's this round. Yeah, that's this round, Brian.
That was a spectacular right hand.
Well, that's the right hook, actually, and that's the most dangerous and effective punch, and that's a punch Manny Pacquiao will look to use tomorrow night against Shane Mosley, because that's a punch that an orthodox fighter is not used to seeing come from that direction, from that angle.
And the end of the fight, Vic Draculich taking a close look, and you see the shot down toward the liver after the headshot. It's over.
Now watch, he takes his mouthpiece out, he starts getting up, he shakes his head.
And he knows he's done.
And he's going home. You know, he knows, and he kind of almost gave you the feeling that he knew that tonight wasn't going to be his night, that he came here for a short night. I'm not saying he quit, but I'm just saying he wasn't prepared to behave the way a fighter is usually prepared to behave. And it was right from the beginning, Brian.
Yeah.
Not using his height, not using that jab. You made a good point. You said, you know, he's pushing out a jab. When you're that tall and you're that long and you're fighting a shorter guy, you got to snap that jab out. And he wasn't doing that. By pushing it out, he was allowing the shorter, undefeated fighter to close in on him with no problem.
Diego Magdaleno took his time, and yet he continues to up the ante. Las Vegas fighter putting the foot on the accelerator and gets yet another knockout win. Here's Lupe Contreras.
Gentlemen, here at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, an accumulation of blows obligates referee Vic Draculich to stop this contest with an official time of 49 seconds of round number 3. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, and still the NABF Super Featherweight Champion,